What's up, y'all? I'm Kristen.
Hi, I'm Myra.
And this is our first episode of Late and Confused.
Yay!
Dude, I am so stoked to do this.
I know. Oh my god, I'm really nervous. Like, can y'all be nice, please? Because
Yeah, everyone be
I don't
nice.
take what is it?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah. See, I'm so nervous.
It's okay. But the good news is that podcast, the app, and on SoundCloud, I don't think they have comments.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think they do.
Bullies, back off.
Yeah,
Please.
bullies beware.
You have no power here.
This is your end.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Love y'all.
But yeah, we're really excited to do this. We've been working on this project for a whole 2 days.
Yeah.
So we're going strong.
I'm real excited.
You know-
I never commit to anything, so I'm surprised
Yeah.
I'm here.
I am too. I feel like I was overly assertive in trying to get Myra to co-host with me because I've wanted to do a podcast for all of 2 weeks. And so,
Solid 2 weeks.
yeah, just, a really good 14 days. So I was looking for a co-host I was going to be able to carry conversation that I was going to flow with, and that also offered a lot of insight into the topics that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like we are each other's only person in our lives that we can do that comfortably with
Oh, absolutely.
and not cross any boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. I had a couple friends from college that wanted to do a podcast, but one, our schedules didn't really align, and also I felt like our personalities were very similar.
Yeah.
We all had different interests, but we were just too similar. But with Myra and I, we have a lot of different interests, and although our humor is very similar,
We have different views on a lot of things.
so many different views.
Different views, different morals, values. But we still know how to agree to disagree.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
we need to.
Yeah, that's one of the most commendable things about my friendship with Maida over the years is no matter what I feel or what political view that I have, Myra has never made me feel uncomfortable saying it in front of her or anything like that. She's very accepting. She makes it very clear if she disagrees with me.
Yeah, but we still validate each other's opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
We all have a voice and we all have different opinions, and it's fine as long as you don't think you're better than the other person.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Also, we realize that we can't have those types of talks whenever we're hungry.
Yes, because I won't give a fuck about what you're talking about. I'm
Yeah.
you're stupid, first of all.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Because I am always right when I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, I think that goes pretty widespread. When I'm hungry, I'm always right. I always have something to say.
Yeah, you're automatically dumb.
Yeah.
All this.
no one fucking talk to me.
No, just feed me my Taco Bell.
Exactly. Myra and I have known each other since we were 11.
Ugly. Yeah.
Okay. I went a different route, but
I mean,
True.
True. Still true.
But yeah, we've known each other since the 6th grade. We had study hall together. And Myra is a really good person for being my friend for this long.
Because I know too many secrets.
Yeah, I definitely have not made it easy for her to continue to be my friend. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, she was low-key my bully, but it's fine. I love her.
I really was, though.
A brief couple months in 7th grade when she was on B-team volleyball.
Okay,
changed
I was
her
just
life.
on the volleyball team. You didn't have to throw B-team in there.
Were you B-team?
I mean, I don't really like labels.
Okay, B-team. Got it. Gotta keep her grounded sometimes.
Anyways.
But yeah, it's been a very long time since we've been friends.
Still, you're talking and all I heard was that I was on the fucking team. So. All
right, next. Fucking.
Moving on. Here we go
Whatever.
again. I don't know why. Anytime we talk about the volleyball from middle school,
It's like a trigger.
Yeah, a whole.
to the both of us.
A whole other side of me comes out. And I'm just I need to put her away.
Come in for our necks.
Really, she needs to be under lock and key. I don't know where she comes from. But
Okay.
But yeah, we go way back. I bullied Myra for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Sorry about that. But yeah, we're the best of friends. And out of everyone in my entire life, aside from my immediate family, obviously, I think that Myra is the only person that I can see consistently being there till my last breath.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So
Yeah, we're gonna grow old together, but not
Right.
in a gay way. No homo.
yeah, no homo.
Fucking back off, lesbian. Oh my god, I'm bi, and I always make fun of her because she just says these things, and I'm like, okay, fucking lesbian, gross.
I really do. And I just say it out of love.
I'm like, don't fucking touch me, gross.
But she takes it so far.
I mean, gotta keep my boundaries.
But yeah, no homo.
No homo. But yeah, a little bit about
I
me.
hate that saying so much.
I mean,
you can't tell because
We
we're on
use
a
it-
podcast and you can't see my face, but whenever we say no homo, we say it in a,
super ironic.
good word, a very ironic way.
GR.
G.
No, GW.
GW. GW means good word. I'm like obsessed with words. I've always had like this thing for a strong vernacular, and anytime that someone says a word that's just so fitting for a sentence or so fitting for the moment, I always have to let them know. Like if they're yelling at me but they use a bomb ass word, I'm gonna let them know. Look, I know I fucked up, but really good word.
G fucking W.
G fucking dubs.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's a little bit about words are hard. That's a little bit about us, and yeah, we're just really excited to do this podcast.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's just get into it.
So for our first topic of the laid portion, we want to talk about our first times. Like so our first times, like having sex, or our first like kiss, first date.
I feel like that's open to interpretation.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I mean,
just your first. What's the first thing that comes to your head?
my first kiss.
Oh,
because that was the first I had out of all three.
Yeah.
So,
well, I would hope.
I mean, I didn't date before I had my first kiss.
I know, but I'm saying like
right.
Out of the grand scheme, I've only known one person.
We only know one. She's
that has
very
had her
interesting.
First sexual experience before she had her first kiss. Like,
she is a very interesting person.
So I hope she's doing well.
She's for a later time.
Yeah, that's a different podcast.
But yeah, okay, so first kiss. I guess with me, I was 14 years old, and I was a freshman in high school.
Loser.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna start crying. Jeez, I'm so insecure now.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I was 14. I was a fucking loser. My boyfriend was 16, because I was a badass bitch, too.
Okay.
He was a sophomore.
In a freshman class.
Yeah.
he was a real catch.
So he was my first boyfriend, and we only lasted like about a month. But I had been explaining to him on Uvu FaceTime.
Oh my gosh, she did not just say Uvu FaceTime.
I loved Uvu FaceTime. I messaged him more on Uvu chat than I did with my own text messages.
To be honest, I think Uvu was like the relationship catalyst of 2008.
Yeah, I mean, it was better than FaceTime. You could video chat with like 6 people.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
And you could create your own usernames.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought that was amazing. But yeah, we were very big fans of that. Every night around 9 p.m. before bedtime, we would just video chat. And one of these nights, I was so upset because I think Kristen had her first kiss. And I was like, oh man, I haven't had mine yet.
First of all, I had my first kiss when I was in the 7th grade, just to clarify.
Yeah, I was in the 9th grade at this point.
Oh, I thought you meant like I had just had my first kiss in the 9th grade.
I meant like you probably had a boyfriend and I was
I just want to make it clear.
Yeah, she's not a loser like me.
Let the record show.
Okay, my time.
I was a slut.
Pecs only. So I was explaining to him, trying to make him be like, oh, I can be your first kiss. But he was a pussy. He never said that. So I was just like being like, yeah, I haven't had my first kiss yet. I'm just like, I feel like a fucking loser. And he was like, oh no, I had my first time. I was at a party. I was getting fucking drunk. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm really glad I'm with you. So it wasn't until we were walking to gym together. I remember this so vividly. He grabs my face as I'm trying to walk away. And I think he's going in for a hug. So this poor guy gets a hug instead of a kiss because he's grabbing me and I'm like, oh, yeah, bye. I'm going to gym class, 6th period. And he's like, no. So after the hug, he grabs my face,
oh my God,
pulls me towards him and fucking plants one on me. And this boy had huge lips, bigger than I could control.
Oh my God.
So I was being swallowed by the 4 seconds that we shared of just
4 seconds
slime.
A 4-second peck?
A 4-second slime dump from Nickelodeon.
Oh.
That's what the fuck it felt like.
Oh my God.
So I took a shower real quick in the hallways. And after that, he let go and he was like, there, you had your first kiss. And I was like, oh my God, like as I'm wiping away my fucking spit. And all my friends were in front of me and they're walking ahead like they know what's going on. They know I'm fucking like getting it.
Right.
So he walks away and I sprint to my little girlfriends and I'm like, guys, he was a slut.
Ew.
And they're like, oh my God, yay, congrats. And then after that, it was just like pecks in the hallways before we got to class. But at this point, it was like in front of our teachers, in front of the classrooms. Because teachers stand outside the classrooms and they say like, hi, good morning, welcome to class.
Right.
We would just stand by the lockers and just peck. And then I'd walk inside. And I felt embarrassed because I knew it looked funny. Mm-hmm. I knew that it was too wet, that it should have been. Too wet to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just, I don't know. I thought I was doing it wrong, but it was just him, and I hope he's doing well. But it was really gross.
Didn't he move to California for some girl he met online?
That's still a sore topic. Don't talk about it.
Okay, sorry. I'll add that to the off-topic conversation list.
No, yeah, he definitely went to California while we were dating to go skate, but he actually went to meet up a girl he met on Omegle, which, if you don't know, is just like a, how would you describe it? Like, it's an online chat room.
For perverts.
Yeah, so whenever Josh told me he met this girl off Omegle, I'm like, oh, so you were jacking off while you met this Asian chick. Like, that's great. But yeah, so he went to California for like a week, spent time with her, and then came back and he was like, yeah, she's actually really cool. I'm going to move there. Are you down? And I'm like,
oh my God.
What does that mean? So I was supposed to go with him. He said he loved me. I was 14. I was like, you know what? I'm uncomfortable.
So this was the story of your first kiss, but it actually turned into the story of the first time men disappointed you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
2 and 1. Yeah, 2 for guys.
2 for.
2 for. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, yeah.
So should I tell my first kiss story?
Yeah.
All right. I touched on this in my Plan With Me on YouTube. Plug. Planning. No, I'm Kristen Plans on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's so many Instagram handles. I don't know what to keep on. But I did touch on this in one of my videos. My first kiss was with this guy I had been seeing in 7th grade. And we can't name people.
Please don't name drop.
I always name drop. It's like a force of habit because I want everyone to know that I remember, you know?
Yeah, but we do first and last names though.
Yeah, I don't just say like Bob. I'm like, no, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan the third, born on January 2nd, you know?
He lived on the street.
But yeah, so I was dating this guy in 7th grade and he was on the basketball team at the time and I was going to my bus. So in order to get to my bus, I had to pass the gym where the basketball team practiced. So here I am and I'm trying to leave school and I'm just like walking toward the buses and I see that the gym door is open. So I kind of just like peep my head in there, you know, to see my man doing his thing. And we see each other and he is like running his drill. So he is sweaty. And then I guess at the same time, he asked his coach to like go get water from the water fountain in the hallway where I was. And so I just see him running out there the next minute and I'm almost to my bus. And he's like, hey, babe, wait up. And I was like, oh, that's me. I'm babe. Like, that's me. That's my man. Baby. Yeah, like, my man is calling me right now. And I'm like 7 years old and I'm fucking in love. Like,
it's 7th grade. They're going to believe you.
How old was I?
7th grade means we're like 12.
Like 12 or 13, right?
Yeah, because I was 14 in freshman year.
Okay, yeah. So I was like 12 or 13, whatever. Same shit. But I was like in love. So whenever he called me babe, like I was wet and I didn't.
You were like, what's this sensation?
Right. I was like, I didn't know that I was wet, but I was fucking wet. So he's like, babe, wait up. And I'm like, okay. And he goes to the water fountain because I don't know. I get like his drills were just so tiring. Like,
people
whatever.
drink water after they work out.
For
so
7th,
fucking annoying.
I mean, 7th grade B team basketball. How fucking tired are you? Like, how dehydrated are you 10 minutes into your fucking practice? Like, let me know. But anyways, so he's getting water, and I'm like walking towards him, and I'm trying to like swoop my hair out of my face as you know something Anne Hathaway would fucking do. I don't know, but I get to him and he looks at me. He's like, have a good day, babe. And then he just like plants one on me after he licked his lips like 5 times over. And he just kisses me. And at first he was kissing me on my lips, but then it was so wet it slipped a little bit and it started going to my nose.
Oh,
and then
God,
just
all the orifices.
Literally all around my mouth. And, you know, like as we're kissing, I hear one of my friends in the background and she's just like, ew, Kristen, gross. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, he is an all-star kisser. Like, he is the best kisser.
It was wet.
It was so wet. She is so jealous. I'm having a cinematic makeout moment with my hubby at this point, and like, I was so in love. So I walked away from that. Like, he went back to practice, and he did that, like, Paul Walker walk off, you know, like where you just like walk backwards and then you like look at me, you know?
Oh my God, what a fucking douchebag.
Okay. Right. Like now I can see that was clearly douchey with his dirty blonde highlights. Like I now know.
NSYNC dirty blonde highlights.
Yeah, it was like the frosted tips,
yes.
You know. Like I now know that was not the move. But at the moment I felt so encapsulated by love.
Oh my god. Also, he was very popular, so that had to
He
help.
really was. And so I was like, oh my god, like he picked me, which is so dumb. I will never say that about a man ever in my life from this point forward. But that's how I felt at the time. And yeah, it was like really terrible. And honestly, I think it scarred me a little bit because I didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to do with my tongue. Quite frankly, I didn't know what to do with my face. So,
Because you still got it wrong. It was still near those.
yeah, it was just not a good time, but my heart was telling me that it was the best it was ever going to be.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So we're not together.
He's engaged to someone else.
Yeah, he just got engaged. Congrats. I really hope that you learn how to kiss, or maybe she's into that. I don't really know.
Yeah.
You know, girls are into some crazy stuff. But yeah, that was my first kiss, and it was very memorable. And like I can vividly see it like as a movie play back in my head to this day.
Yeah, I can still feel the wet lips on me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Both our first kisses were wet.
And we thought that was awesome.
Yeah, we were like, yes,
it was wet.
this is so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was really bad. But even though it was really bad, it was not the worst kiss I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, my worst kiss was with someone I went to school with. I almost name dropped again. I was like, dude, I really don't want to make out with you. He's like, so you're into the movie? And I'm like, honestly, I'm more into the movie than I'm into you right now. So yes, I'm into the movie. But eventually I just get really tired of it, and the movie is just that bad that I'm like, okay, let's go to your car. So we go to his car and we start making out in his car, and he starts dry humping me. But that's not even the worst part.
Oh,
the kissing was so bad that I was genuinely distracted that I couldn't even tell he was dry humping me until I just like felt the belt buckle hitting my stomach.
Oh my god.
His kiss felt like so aggressive.
Oh god.
Another way to put it is if I was a bunny, he was an 18-wheeler.
Oh my god.
It was just like not a good time. And I remember he was dry humping me so hard that my head was hitting his window. Because I was trying to like sit up so I was like not in a humpable position. But like my head would just hit against the window, and a gentleman would put his hand there.
Exactly.
But he didn't do it. And I was like, wow, this guy's a real asshole.
He was trying to get hard, Kristen.
Listen, the way he was grunting, if he wasn't already hard, I am very concerned for his stamina.
See, I hate when guys grunt while they kiss. Like, that is so...
I think it's because they watch porn and they're like, oh my god, that porn star is so into it.
But like maybe like a soft moan, like a soft exhale or something, or a little noise, but not like a whole ugh.
See, I'm very self-conscious to exhale when I'm kissing someone new. Like, I don't want to exhale in their face.
Yeah.
You know? So,
No,
like,
I do it to
maybe
make them feel
something
better.
similar.
I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, this feels good. I like that.
Oh, that's kind of wild. I don't really do that. Like, whenever you're with me, you don't really get a lot of confirmation.
No, I might as well put up cue cards. Like, yep, this is good. Keep doing that. Perfect.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. And if they do something I don't like, I'm like, oof, who told you that? Oh my god, I hate when I'm with guys and they're just like, well, they love when I do this. And I'm like, you had one girlfriend for 5 years. She loves when you do that.
Okay.
I am brand new. I have no idea what the fuck you're doing down there.
I don't know why you're coming for me right now, but I need you to back off.
Oh my god.
Like, Myra and I's dating history is so different. Like, we're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Like, Myra has short-term relationships, and I have always been like, oh no, I'm never gonna get into a long-term relationship, and I somehow end up dating them for like 2+ years.
Yeah.
So, like, I think my shortest relationship was like 6 months.
Yeah. And I had like some weird unofficial relationship that lasted for about a year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very exclusive. But I mean, all my exclusive relationships lasted about 2 to 3 months. And then I had a bunch of one-night stands.
So love that. My one-night stand is the love of my life. So,
Yeah, my one-night stand is in jail. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
that's heavy.
I mean, I like them different.
Oh my god, you're so stupid.
Have a variety.
For like misdemeanor or what, like felony charge?
Yeah, just small, just like carry of a weapon or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. So nothing major.
No, nothing major. It's something slight.
But I was telling that story because basically I just got really uncomfortable because he was just dry humping me and my head hurt from all of the trauma that was happening. And I told him that I didn't want to like hook up with him. And so he literally kicked me out of his car and told me to find another ride home. And that was the first time that I realized that I'm not going to put up with shit because I'm a badass bitch.
Hell yeah.
So, just a little fun fact for you ladies. We love a strong feminist.
Make sure he holds your fucking head in the car.
Honestly.
That was the takeaway of the day.
Like, do not settle for anything less, sisters.
Yes. Oh my God. I remember when I first hooked up with my ex-boyfriend in a car. First of all, it was terrible. It was in a car and he's like 7 foot tall. Oh my God. But whenever we were hooking up, I knew he was a gentleman when he held my head in his giant hand. And I was like, oh my God, I feel supported. Like emotionally and physically. Didn't mean shit though. He was still a dick. But it was nice it was nice in the beginning.
It was sweet.
It was like a teaser. It was like, this is what you could have had.
Oh my gosh. Men are so weird.
Honestly. Oh God.
Yeah.
I have a pillow in my car now.
Oh my God, for that reason?
I mean, it's for my back. But I am not afraid to whip it out and just support myself.
It's versatile.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Hold on. I have my pillow. Give me a second.
Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah, really, it really is.
But I'm sorry you had to endure those stories. Men are confusing, and so is the way the earth is shaped. Let's talk about flat earth.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There's this documentary on Netflix called, what is it? Around the Curve.
Yeah, Around the Curve.
Around the Curve or about the curve.
Something like that.
Something fucking curvy. Not about women, sadly.
It's not.
I was very disappointed. But basically, it follows these two people around, and they're high activists about the flat earth. Mm-hmm. And it's a whole community about, like, there's not a percentage, is there? Like a statistic?
So. No, I don't think so.
But they have conferences every year.
Yeah.
And it's fairly new that they've come out with this, but they truly believe that the earth is flat. And, you know, I love different beliefs, and if you want to believe something that isn't proven 100%, go for it, run with it. But if it is proven otherwise,
let it go.
You gotta stop.
Right. Like, so this whole documentary basically follows, what would you call them?
Activists?
Yeah, they're like higher ranked. They're like influencers in the flat earth community.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
So it's like James Charles.
But for flat earth.
Right.
Right. So use code flat earth for 10% off, you know, like whatever. But anyways, like they follow these two major influencers in the community, and they kind of just show you like things that they do that influence everyone around them, and they're how like they do activate. This is not making any sense. Like the words that are coming out of my mouth are just not
No,
very
I get
good.
it. Yeah, that follows them around, and they have podcasts and YouTube channels, and they discuss how because like the main guy, he clearly says, like, when I first found out about flat earth, I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right.
And me and Kristen were like, yeah, true, retweet.
Same.
But he was like, didn't it change my life?
Yeah.
And we lost it. Like, we couldn't relate anymore.
But it was kind of funny to watch just because, like, the people that, like, the subjects of the documentary are very much the earth is flat, like, Hollywood is our whole world, like, things like that. But then the actual people behind the scenes of the documentary, like, the ones editing it, like, they make short stabs at them where it's like, okay, bitch, really? Like, you're still into this. But they have several projects or experiments that they do throughout the documentary to prove to people that the earth is flat. And they're like, well, if the earth is flat, then this should happen and this should happen and this should be the numbers. And they end up performing the experiments, and they invest a lot of money into the experiments. And they have donors that will give them the money to prove that the earth is flat.
Yeah, and money like $20,000 to just buy a piece of equipment to prove that this is real. Mm-hmm. And they don't show the experiment till the very end because they just follow people around to show them like what the conference is about, like how deep they're in it. And these people have fans. Like it's truly like James Charles of the flat earth community. Like they're walking around and they'll get stopped. And there's this motion that they do.
Oh my God, you can't show them on a podcast.
No, I know, but you have your arm flat out, like in front of you in a
like
parallel
horizontal
line. Yeah.
And that when you do that, it shows people that you are part of the flat earth community. It's basically like their version of the peace sign.
Yeah. You just, pull it out, extend that arm, and be like, yep, I'm a flat earther. What about you? And they have merch. Like, they have whole ass
Yeah, they have merch. They have whole ass conferences. Like, it's just wild. But I'm just really confused how this is still a valid thing. Like, how is this group of people... How do they feel validated in this, knowing that there's so much research, there are so many scientific things that point to you're fucking dumb?
Yeah, but they had a lot of good attempts at making reasonings, because they said like a lot of famous scientists were like sounding stupid for even thinking that, you know, this is true or this is true.
Yeah.
Until it was proven. But that's the key word. It was proven.
Yeah.
Like all these scientists did sound stupid, like Aristotle, Einstein, all of these people that had these philosophies proved.
Those are the only two scientists I know as well. So,
Right.
Is Aristotle a scientist? I know he was a
philosopher. But
I-
he had ideas.
Yeah, but I feel like back in his time, like philosopher and scientist were very similar people.
Yeah. Also, like, what the fuck? Newton, the apple. He was called stupid for saying, like, something's in motion.
Newton. Yeah. I was, dude, in my head, all I was thinking, I was like, Newton is like a measurement. It's like a weight measurement. So I was like, this bitch
Named
sounds so
after
dumb. Yeah,
Sir
and
Isaac
then I
Newton.
was like, wait, hold on. I was like, no, the apple rings a bell. Like, why does the apple ring a bell? But I get it now.
Yeah. So, like, for example, he was called stupid for what he thought was real. So, understandable attempts. Very commendable. But again,
The experiments that they conduct are literally proving them wrong, and they're like, all right,
Right.
let's do another one.
exactly. Like,
And
what
I'm
every
like,
experiment has 6 trials.
yeah, they're like, we need another 20,000.
Right.
Like, no.
I know, and it sucks because the people editing know that the earth is not flat, and the
Right.
way they edit just cuts, and it's like, nope, you're stupid. That's still wrong.
Yeah. I especially liked the parts where the subjects in the documentary would be like, I know everybody thinks flat earthers are just losers that live at home with their mom. And then, like, the very next edit was, like, their mom bringing them lunch. And I'm like, fuck, yeah.
Like, they were really good editors. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I really just don't get it. Like, I understand a lot of different people joining conspiracy theories. Like,
Right,
hopping
that's
on
how it
that
started.
bandwagon. But I don't think that this is a conspiracy because it's been proven otherwise. Like, a conspiracy has no evidence, shift, or form, you know, like nothing to substantially back it up. But I feel like with the flat earth community, there has been time and time again things proven that say the earth is round, dumbass.
Yeah.
And for you to think that NASA, a whole organization, like I don't even know how rich NASA is, but I know NASA got money if you send this shit up into space.
Right.
But like for you to think that NASA is staged, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's so crazy. I mean, also we live in Houston, so I don't know if you ever met an astronaut, but I went to high school with a girl and her dad was the first Latino in space. So like for me to be like, oh, well, the earth is flat, like that's
Right. She would punch you square in the face.
Square in the face.
Because what the fuck?
Right. And it's like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. And what they say, because like I know this girl on Facebook, like 2 people that think the earth is flat. And I was reading the comments on this post that they were talking about, and it was just like, for people to believe everything they read or see on TV or that's taught to them because the American system, like the education system is flawed, like that's your fault for believing it. You need to question everything. But it's like they show images and like live
Exactly.
videos and there's everything that's proven and you can see it, especially when they conduct the experiment. It's like the experiment was like 3 miles away from one person was a board. And if you shine the flashlight, like a laser beam flashlight, straight ahead with no angle, then it should curve, or it should not curve.
Yeah,
One of
basically,
those.
like, whenever the laser hits each board, one board's at the start, one's at the midpoint between whatever the
Like the 3
distance
miles.
was, and then the last board is at the very end of it. And whenever they shine that laser beam through it, the laser should hit the exact same points on each board
Right.
if the earth is flat.
Yeah, because there were marked points on each board, like holes. Like it should go through all 3 holes.
Yeah. And then if the earth was curved, then the dots in the middle would be different from the dots in the end.
Right.
Is what they were saying.
So their experiment was you either hold the flashlight at your chest and keep it straight, or hold the flashlight above your head as straight as you can, and then it should show you if the earth is curved or flat.
Yeah.
And lo and behold,
It was curved.
because me and Kristen were watching this, like, oh, 3 miles is nothing. Like, we drive 3 miles and we don't, there's no curve. Like,
Yeah.
that's stupid. Like, you can develop a whole freeway on 3 miles, like, with that distance, and it won't be curved. So that's a dumb experiment. Because we were thinking it would be straight, but that's also not enough distance. I'm thinking, like, 20 miles at least.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But then to see it still work.
Yeah, like that's
Oh,
it's just
man.
crazy.
I felt so bad for them because they were like, they looked at it like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and they were like, we must be doing something
Yeah.
wrong. And they like try to change the experiment, but every time they got the same result. And it's just like,
Now
take
what?
the hint.
Right. You spent all that money for what?
Yeah.
Ugh, I just feel so bad. Like, I think one day they'll come around, but what if you were dating a flat earther? Like, what if you dated someone that you fell in love with
Like,
and they were just like, hey, watch this documentary. It's really, like, powering.
honestly, this is going to sound real ignorant, but I could not be with someone that dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
It needs to be a first date icebreaker question.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's like one of those half-hearted, like, oh, like I'm kind of joking, but I also want to make sure you're not a dumbass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be a really good, like, icebreaker question. But if I was head over heels in love with someone and, like, I plan on marrying them and they were like, I believe the earth is flat, if I already have a ring on my finger, I would just be, like, okay with it and just let them know that they can never talk about it. Like, if they ever try, like, if we had a kid and they were, like, trying to teach little Jimmy John that, I don't know why his name was Jimmy John, I'm so sorry. But, like, if they were trying to teach my kid that the earth is flat, I'd be like, you need to shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah.
I can't have you around my kid, you know?
Yeah.
But that's tough. I don't know. I don't really date dumbasses, so.
I feel like it'll be acceptable if they don't know the truth. Like, if they're on the fence. Because one of the Shane Dawson conspiracy videos, his brother is like, I'm not a flat earther, but I don't know if the earth is really round. Or if they're hiding everything. Like, they're showing everything that we need to know.
Yeah.
Or they're hiding stuff. Which, I mean, can make sense, especially if you're a conspiracy theorist. Because you're going to question everything. But to 1,000% believe that the earth is flat, and even if proof is shown to you and you still believe that it's flat, then it's a problem.
Yeah, because then it's not like you believing something, it's you being ignorant.
Right. Like, you just don't want to look at the facts.
Exactly.
But yeah, on the fence, I think is okay to a certain extent if they're open to seeing more researchers or more experiments.
Yeah, exactly.
But, what if, like, Zac Efron's a flat earther?
Don't put that in the world.
We should look up famous flat earthers.
No, we shouldn't. I don't want to know. Because then if it's Anne Hathaway, I love Anne Hathaway.
Princess Diaries would be dead.
Right. Like, I would never want to go to Genovia. I would be really upset if Anne Hathaway was a flat earther. I mean, I think she's a very intelligent woman, so I don't think she would be.
Right.
But what if someone like Adam Sandler? Not saying that Adam Sandler is not an intelligent person, but I mean...
Not surprising, though.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me if Adam Sandler was a flat earther. But I would feel really heartbroken because watching his movies would be very uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, because I'd be like, you are such a good actor, but you think the earth is flat.
Right.
So can I even believe what you're saying right now?
Right. And wouldn't that blow his mind if you were a flat earther? Because flat earthers think that the whole world is basically one big giant Hollywood set. So he would be working in one big giant Hollywood set as a Hollywood set.
And that's another thing. Like, the flat earthers think that you either think the earth is in a dome, like it's flat with some type of material, plexiglass, I don't fucking know.
Right, that's what I'm like, don't you think that if that was true that you would have fucking found it by now?
Literally, like, throw a ball up in the air and hit something. Like, or that's what they think.
Or do they think that, like, the ocean separates them from the globe?
No, in the documentary, the guy in the first scene, he's like, look straight ahead at the ocean. He's like, you see that straight line? That's where it ends. And it's like, bitch, that's where the sky and the ocean fucking meet. Like, you're not gonna... And then, it's so funny, in the video, you could see the skyline to Seattle. And I wish I knew what state they were in, or what city, but he's like, I shouldn't be able to see Seattle from here. It should be able to be invisible. I shouldn't be able to see anything. But it's like, you're not far from it. I'm sure you're not.
I'm like, you're a dumbass. Yeah, the whole time we were watching it, like, I really tried to give it a fair shot because...
No, yeah, we walked in with an open mind.
Yeah, like, the way me and Myra are is we like to let everyone have their own opinions. And, like, we would never force our opinion onto anyone unless it's about the flat earth. Like,
right.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I don't want you to embarrass yourself further than you probably already have.
Right.
Like, I'm going to help.
But I was scared to watch it because I was like, what if I turn? Because I was so ready. I was like, I'm very, like, easily convinced. Like, you can tell me one thing, and if you tell me with 3 facts, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
That's very true. She came to me telling me that she wasn't allowed to send a package out at USPS.
Oh my God.
Because the lady told her that they don't offer that service. So,
listen,
very easily convinced.
I respect people's professions, and she knows more about mail than I clearly do. So I was like, you know what, ma'am? You're right. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking coming in here trying to ship a package at USPS.
Honestly, whenever she called me and told me that story, I literally had to put my phone down. Because I thought she was going to hear my eye roll through the phone.
Oh my God. Listen, I just have so much respect for people's professions, okay? Is that a weakness? Is that a flaw?
It is.
should question more things.
It was just so bizarre.
It was one of those where I walked in, I'm like, yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry.
Literally, and I was like, how did that go? Like, I
literally just walked in and walked out. That's it.
I've never wished that I could have been a fly on the wall until that conversation. Like, I so would love to see that footage, like, and to be in that room.
The face that she gave me was like, you're stupid, like, for even asking me this question.
Like, if I was in line and I heard that happen, and there
was a line,
I would be like, holding my packages in hand, being like, what the fuck? Like, what does she think?
Doing this wrong? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Like,
she said in her words verbatim, we don't do those services here. And I was like, obviously this is a decoy to the Illuminati, like, layer. Wow. And I was like, I almost blew it. I almost killed myself just walking in here asking too many questions.
You're so dumb. No, that is so bad.
Yeah, so now I'm afraid to send anything out.
Yeah, because she still doesn't know how to do it.
No, I sent like 4 packages out, and I don't know if they made it or not.
We'll never, I mean, hopefully we find out.
Tune in next week.
Tune into the next podcast, and we'll give you an update when we have one. But no, for real, guys, this was a really fun podcast. Myra and I were super excited to get this project rolling. We had been working on it for like a month. Also, I just pushed like 7 words into one.
Yeah, we love run-on sentences.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of just talking with everything that comes to my head. Yeah. I have no filter.
And yeah. But I mean, it's good because we don't have to filter ourselves with this.
Well, I don't filter myself with anything.
Like, fuck.
Is the thing.
Shit.
I was going to say a word, but I just couldn't.
That's it. We only know 2 curse words. I'm sorry.
Come out with anything.
We're 16 years old.
We are back to square one. But yeah, this was really fun. This was super fun, and I really like doing it. We haven't really figured out our schedule or anything like that, but we will definitely keep you updated. We're going to make an Instagram page.
Tell your friends. Keep it flat. Keep shit flat.
And the earth flat. Is that what you were referencing? Yeah, I don't know what you meant by keep it flat. I was honestly really confused.
No, the flat earth. Keep it flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of like looking for
flat,
like a signal. Flat. I was like, was that our agreed sign off?
No.
Keep it flat. Like,
what if it was like keep it flat, bitches?
No, absolutely not. I don't want anyone to think that we believe in the earth is flat.
We're at the 2%.
That's so embarrassing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Like, the only 2% I want in my life is 2% milk. I don't know where I was going with that. We're going to edit that out.
Very good. Very good practice.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Kristen.
I'm Myra.
And we're late and confused.
Bye, bitches.